Okay, so I think one of the most important areas of anybody's workers' compensation case is calculating what's called their average weekly wage. I think it can be boring, but it has some incredible impacts on the case.
Average weekly wage, AWW as we call it, is the injured worker's gross income that they're earning at the time of the injury.
And that sounds simple, but it means that, for example, how much were they making at not only this job that they got injured at, but if they were working at other jobs, we can try to get that included as well.
Average weekly wage includes fringe benefits, overtime, as Britton said, concurrent employment, which is just other jobs that the injured worker was performing at the time of the injury. And average weekly wage is very, very critical because all of the injured worker's benefits are based, most all of the injured worker's benefits are based on calculating the average weekly wage correctly.
Yeah, and what happens is the insurance company, what they typically do is they'll say, how much did you make the prior 6 weeks, the prior 12 weeks before you got injured, and then they'll just add it up and they'll divide it by 6 or they'll divide it by 12. And sometimes that doesn't work, because what happens if you're in a kind of a job where you do seasonal work and you are injured right before the big push comes, and all the time prior you were earning less than you normally did? Or what happens if you get a raise right before the injury? If they just do the division, it's going to dilute the raise.
And let's face it, how often is the insurance carrier actually accurately calculating an injured worker's average weekly wage?
You know, I've had it, I'm going to say maybe a third of the time. For me personally, a third of the time. 2/3 of the time, we're able to calculate a higher amount.
When we are successful at calculating a higher average weekly wage, that means the stream of benefits are increased to the injured worker.
Yeah, and not all fringe benefits are included. I mean, that's one of the kind of weird things about it is health insurance can be included, but only if you lose the health insurance. The cost of housing, gasoline, sometimes meals can be included, and all of those can be fought over.
In my experience, the insurance carriers are not focusing as they should on average weekly wage, and the reason why they don't do it is that they don't Right, they don't have an incentive to do it, because if they're wrong on the average weekly wage, then their injured worker is deprived of the benefits that they should be receiving on a weekly basis, which can be quite stressful.
Call us for a free consultation.